Wayne, Wayne, Wayne. Wayne Newton talks about Elvis Presley. About to check this out, see what this dude has to say. I know a lot of y'all know who Wayne Newton is, but to me it's really nothing special. But you talking about the king, so I'm all ears. So let's get it.
We have here the mock-up of actually a poster featuring pictures from his new album, which I assume is due out to be released any day now.
It'll be January 15th.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I want to focus. It's okay to shoot the picture, but I want to focus on one of the tunes. The last tune mentioned here, The Letter.
You want to talk about that?
I want you to tell me about that.
That is a song that I co-wrote with Rick Goodman, and John Minnick, and Cat McCrone. And the story is, Ralph, that in 1976, in Elvis Presley's last appearance at the Las Vegas Hilton, by his bed he had a little notepad, and he wrote some words down. He wrote actually kind of a message to God and to himself, and crumpled it up and threw it in the waste paper can. And one of his guys evidently retrieved it, kept it. About 7 or 8 months ago, this note showed up in a Sotheby auction sale. And some people called me knowing of my friendship with Elvis. And when I heard what the note said, it just tore my heart out, and I bought it. Somehow that got out, and Elvis fans from around the world started to write me wanting copies of this letter, of this note. So that's when we decided to write a song around it. And so we did. So that's the story of the letter.
All right, with the exception of what was in the letter.
I'm paraphrasing, of course, but it said, I'm finally alone. I'm glad they're all gone now. I probably won't rest tonight. I have no need for all of this. Help me, Lord.
Do you think he was addressing his fame, show business, that sort of thing?
I think he was addressing his loneliness. He had by that time become quite a recluse. And
you knew him rather well, didn't you?
we were very close friends.
Didn't he used to come out on stage and say, "Hi, I'm Wayne Newton"?
He did many, many times, and it's on several of the live records that he did from the Hilton.
Was he easy for you to get close to?
Very. He was a wonderful human being. I mean, I have refused to read any of the books surrounding him, his life, simply because none of them mirrored the person that I knew and loved as a friend.
Was he interested in what you thought of him as a performer?
I think that he was interested in what the world thought of him, which is why he became so very unhappy toward the end.
All right, let me rephrase that. Often entertainers are interested in what other entertainers think because they know that they will give you some sort of response coming from the viewpoint of an entertainer. Did you think Elvis, despite all of his success, needed some kind of positive reinforcement?
Not so much of what he was on stage, because obviously that got fed, by an audience. And I think that when performers talk, we talk in a much more technical way. As you know, we will say things like, was the bass loud enough?
Yes.
Could you hear Terry McMillan on the harmonica? Did that? Those kind of things that from a public point of view probably wouldn't even cross their minds. But those are the kind of things that we as performers kind of hinge on, I think.
Did you ever compare notes on, did you like this room when you played it?
Many times. And we would talk about people that we had in common in our lives. Did we like being married? Did we not like being married? The things that guys talk about.
Did Elvis, and I certainly would not invade your privacy, but did he reveal things to you that he's not revealed to anyone else?
Well, toward the end, we had quite a conversation one night in his dressing room, where he talked about his loneliness, his love for his daughter, the fact that he felt for him it was pretty much over. The conversation went on about 2 hours. and he was very troubled.
You mean he was prophesying his own death?
I believe that, yes. I mean, in retrospect, I didn't realize it then necessarily, but certainly in retrospect.
Well, he was a great entertainer, so are you. I'm sure he valued your opinion.
I appreciate that.
You know what? Watching that interview right there, there's some parts that I liked, but there was some shit in there that kind of just rubbed me wrong, or just a little bit. Like what? I just believe that certain questions just should never be answered. You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe private conversations to stay private conversations for a reason. You shouldn't give a hint or what just the generality was. Nigga, fuck, if we was sitting down talking about fucking Walmart for 3 hours and then I die, you give me, oh yeah, we was sitting around. No, motherfucker, no. If that was the case, I would have did an interview about that shit. When I talk to somebody about something, it should stay between me and that person, period. And I think those are like the best memories to have with somebody anyways. Why the fuck do you want to share that shit with everybody else? That's just me. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, there's a couple other parts that this shit just rubbed me wrong. But I don't want to be one of the people looking into shit too much. You know what I mean? Got enough of those on here as it is. But, it's good to hear a little bit about the another perspective about it. I don't know. I'm just overall. I don't like this interview. I ain't even gonna sugarcoat that shit. It was just something about it, like, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't that because they was friends and shit. But motherfucker, you trying to make money off that shit? I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit there. I don't like that shit there. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that shit there. The letter that he threw away, somebody retrieved it, you bought it, and people wanted to sit here and know what was the letter about, you know, send them a copy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write a fucking song. Nobody is buying a fucking Wayne Newton album to hear you talk about Elvis. I'm sorry. It's just not that serious. You may be a big figure and all that, but you was just trying to get some money. That shit rubbed me wrong. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, people might not see no other way. You know, he might just, you know, they was good friends and he dedicated a song to him. You don't dedicate some shit to me that I threw away in the trash. I'm just saying.